what's up guys, Snowy Minotaur here, and yes, welcome back to my series, What Happened? The series in which I talk about Fortnite Cosmetics and try to answer the question, what happened to these? I think it's about time for me to talk about controversial emotes with you all within the series. Now, I know there's quite a bit of emotes that are quote controversial or quote blacklisted, but I wanted to talk about a different subsection of these kinds of emotes here with you all in this video, and that is lawsuit emotes. These emotes are ones that were very controversial due to some people suing over an emote that was added within the Fortnite. And I'm going to be talking about a few of them here in today's video, and I'm going to try and answer the question, what happened to these? If you do want to see a second part to this episode where I talk about controversial icon emotes, let me know down below if you're interested in seeing that, or by dropping a like on this video. Anyways, let's get started with the history behind some of these lawsuit emotes. So you can tell from the thumbnail of the video what I'm going to be talking about within this video here with you all. And that is like what I would like to call these emotes, which I'm about to talk about here, that the community would like to call these the big three. Those being Tidy, Rambunctious, and of course, Fresh. These three emotes are usually put together, so I wanted to talk about them here within the series, mostly with Fresh here. So we got a flashback to the year 2017, the year before Fortnite blew up to what it is today. Back in Chapter 1 Season 2, we were introduced to emotes within the item shop. The first one ever being added to the game was Electro Shuffle, believe it or not. Fun fact. Along the way, we got two other emotes added into the item shop. We had the slow clap emote, which was the first ever uncommon emote to be added into the game. And then on December 16th, 2017, the Fresh emote was released. This was the second ever epic rarity emote, even though nowadays you wouldn't see that. You know, thanks Epic for removing rarities, costing 800 V-Bucks. Now this emote was released quite a lot back in the early days of Fortnite. By a lot, I very much mean that when I say that, like 30 separate times. Sometimes even days apart, so kind of think of it like current day item shops when we see like the same few cosmetics return every few days. Just think about that here, but I can understand this back in the day because this was when they didn't have a lot of cosmetics within the item shop. And not to mention, this was also a very popular emote within the Fortnite community, as a lot of players bought it when it was out in the item shop for that many times, which is just crazy to think about. So what exactly happened to Fresh? Why don't we see it anymore? Well, for those who don't know, I'll catch you up to speed on the situation. Now, for those who don't know, the Fresh emote was actually from the TV show called The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and this was performed by Alfonso Ribeiro, I'm sorry if I get that name incorrect by the way, who actually played Carlton Banks, which is why the dance is actually referred to on the internet as the Carlton Dance. Well, Alfonso decided to sue Epic because of them adding his dance. Now, he was actually trying to say the Carlton Dance was copyrighted and that Epic did not have permission from him to put the dance to the game. This story went crazy viral. It was everywhere in the summer of 2018. You're hearing news outlets everywhere saying that the Fresh emote was being sued and it was under a lawsuit. It was a pretty crazy time, and during this, by the way, this whole controversy, we'd see Fresh re-release into the item shop up until the infamous date of November 21st, 2018. And ever since then, the emote has been never seen in the item shop ever again. And as of this video recording, over 2,000 days ago, making it the longest emote to never be brought back into the item shop. Now, it actually wasn't up until March of 2019 where the lawsuit would actually be dropped. So does this mean Fresh can return? Yes, it can. In my opinion, it definitely can. Remember how I mentioned Tidy and Rambunctious at the beginning of the video? Well, they're the reason why we can probably see Fresh return in the future in another emote, which I'll talk about later on in this video. Now, when Fresh didn't return to the item shop around the same time this happened, Rambunctious and Tidy also stopped coming back to the item shop, with Rambunctious also kind of having a similar fate to Fresh, with it not being last seen in like November 12th of 2018, and with Tidy being on December 12th of 2018. Those would actually be the last time we would actually see those two emotes release. Now, while I was doing research for this video, these two emotes didn't have any lawsuit against them, like nothing at all. And that's saying something, considering that Rambunctious was also from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which is pretty odd. However, these two emotes would eventually return to the item shop in December of 2022, and coincidentally, within a 2-day period. I'll start off with Tidy first here. When Tidy was actually added back to the files in Chapter 4 Season 1, it was fully updated, meaning it had a very high possibility for it to return to the item shop, and well, it did, within a random Vaulted a Year More tab for only 2 hours. I wish I was kidding. And thank goodness I still have this footage here, so there's proof that it did return. And then literally the next day in the daily, Rambunctious came back and it wasn't updated at all at the time, and it also faced a similar fate as Tidy, with it only being available for 2 hours as well. Like, I wish I was kidding when I'm saying that. Now, I did make a video going over this whole situation, so if you do want to go check it out and get more context about what happened, I'll leave it in the top right hand corner for you all to go check out. But wow, that was just crazy in my opinion. And ever since this happened, Tidy and Rambunctious haven't been seen in the item shop since. With me saying this here, if Tidy and Rambunctious can come back to the item shop, then Fresh can. I don't see any issues with them bringing it back, and I don't see why not. Considering that it's a very desired emote that a lot of people really want to get, it boggles my mind that people are still gonna try to say that Fresh can't return because of the lawsuit that happened. And this is mostly coming from people who are very selfish, who want to gatekeep Fortnite Cosmetics, more or less the item shop ones, and have them, quote, rare forever. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I got a newsflash for those people who are saying this. Fresh isn't even that rare. You gotta keep in mind that this emote was out during Fortnite's prime, and not to mention, as I said previously in the video, was released 30 separate times, meaning that there are so many players who have this emote and who had the chance to get it. That's like me trying to say and make an argument that the Floss emote is rare because it was the final emote in the Season 2 Battle Pass that was available to purchase for essentially 3 months. That literally doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, that people are going to try and make that argument here. However, I do believe that it could happen, and let me explain why. The reason why is because Clicks is apparently getting a new locker bundle very soon, and with that, he said he's bringing back items that haven't been seen in, quote, thousands of days. Now, I don't watch Clicks, so somebody tell me in the comment section here if this is true or not, but I did hear his main emote is Fresh. So could he be bringing it back at some point? Is he teasing it maybe for like the return of Fresh? Who generally knows, ladies and gentlemen? Who really knows? Now, you might be wondering what the other emote was that I was alluding to earlier in the video that was in the same situation as Fresh. Well, I'm going to tell you all right now, and that is It's Complicated. This is an emote that was released in Chapter 2, Season 3, and it was a pretty popular emote. Pretty similar to Fresh, in my opinion, in the terms that it was a pretty good emote. It was actually releasing quite a few times regularly within the item shop, until randomly it stopped coming back, with the last day being, I'm not kidding when I say this, not even about a year later when the emote was added into the game, August 21st of 2021, or in this case over 1,030 days ago. But why? Well, similar to the Fresh emote, the creator of the dance sued Epic due to copyright. Like, what is up with people suing for emotes in Fortnite? Like, what even is that? Like, I know this happened with like Orange Justice and Floss, but you know, I would let them get a pass because those are battle pass emotes. Those aren't ever gonna come back. But item shop emotes are crazy to sue, in my opinion, and it's just pretty ridiculous in my personal opinion. Just like with Fresh, the lawsuit actually was eventually dropped, and ever since this controversy happened, It's Complicated has never been seen ever since, up until earlier this year. You see, Power A decided to do a collaboration with Fortnite and made 4 Fortnite themed items for different consoles. One of them was a Nintendo Switch pair of earbuds that came with a code for It's Complicated. And well, your boy went out and got it. That is right, I now own the It's Complicated emote, and this is actually the reason why I wanted to make this video in the first place. Like, literally, I wanted to do this video because of this emote recently coming back into the rotation. And yes, you can actually get codes for this, which I didn't really do that. I actually went out and bought the earbuds, but I digress. And it really does put this into perspective here. Since an emote like It's Complicated can return into a code format, can Fresh return to the item shop? I guess only time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. I really do think it can. So what happened to the lawsuit emotes? Well, some of them did eventually return to the game, even though they were in very questionable ways, and one of them hasn't actually been in the game forever, and some of them have never been seen again. Hopefully, we get to see these emotes return fully into the item shop someday in the near future. And as I think they should just come back at this point. Like, I don't see any issues with them bringing it back. Well, actually, hold on. There's one other thing I add here. Maybe it's whenever Epic actually decides to update them to Lego, then that's probably gonna happen, but that's a different video for another day. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's video. I really hope you all enjoyed it. If you did happen to enjoy this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to check out my Twitter, aka my X account. Socials are all on screen. Thank you all so much for watching. I love every single one of you. Remember, everyone, it's always good to take chances.